So we continue on in Genesis 8, starting in verse 10 and ending in verse 14. You know, it's amazing. Most of what we read from the Bible right now, we don't even need to comment much, do we? So let's read. Now, I will make a little bit of a commentary. I mean, I wouldn't be me if I didn't make any comments. So Genesis 8, 10 to 14. And he stayed yet another 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came back into him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated off the earth. And he stayed yet another 7 days, and he sent forth the dove again, which returned not any more. You see, it was a female dove, so she probably made a nest somewhere. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark. I didn't know the ark had a covering, but here it says that he also put a covering on the ark, just to make sure that it wouldn't get wet inside. And looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. And in the second month, on the 27th day of the month, was the earth dried. Noah waited a week and sent forth the female dove again, right? That's what it says. And she returned with an olive leaf. I didn't know olive trees could grow that quickly. But maybe it was a seedling that she plucked. The olive tree is extremely hardy and will grow and thrive on almost barren and rocky soil. Did you know that about an olive tree? No wonder a lot of poor countries can actually export olive oil. Besides being healthy, they're very hardy, aren't they? The fresh olive leaf plucked by the dove showed the land was beginning to produce vegetational growth, almost ready to support human life again. Now, experiments. Science, here we go. Science is brought in. Experiments have shown that seeds of a wide variety of plants will sprout even after numerous months of being submerged in salt water. How do you think the Easter Islands and the Galapagos Islands could grow stuff? I mean, there's ocean currents carrying seeds to the land, and all of a sudden stuff grows. And it's true. Both seeds and cuttings from pre-flood plants would have been abundant in the sediments of the flood and would probably grow again as soon as sunlight and adequate dry land was available. Not to mention that there were 7 pairs of all kinds of birds whose seeds were in the poop. Oh, yeah, the Bible doesn't mention it here, but it did mention it before. Yet another week passed. Notice we've got these 7-day periods. And Noah released that same female dove, but she did not return. The repeated references to 7 days in the flood account seems to indicate that Noah and crew were following a calendar based on 7-day weeks. Remember way back when we started the study on Genesis, I had said that across all cultures, the 7-day week is there. All cultures. And I don't believe that's coincidence. I believe that's a carry forward that grows across every culture. I remember Hitler trying to change the week into a 10-day week. Didn't succeed very well. People always enjoyed the 7-day week. And now, sleep pathologists have discovered that our body was designed. It can work 6 days, but 1 day it needs a rest to recover. Again, 7 days. God made us that way. What else does it state here? It also states that a day after his 601st birthday, Noah removed the covering from the ark. But it wasn't until exactly 8 weeks later that God asked Noah to leave the ark, as we shall see next. Now, incorporated into this time period was the 2 weeks when he sent the birds. Numbers are so important. God had already set 7 as a number of completion. But now we see 8 as being significant. It is here that we also find the number 8 as being symbolic of new beginnings. Remember, the Hebrews measured 30 days as 1 month. They made up for leap years by adding a month every 7 years. So, that's where we end today. Noah kept account of everything he did, and Moses was able to record it and report it. Again, like I said before, I don't think it was all oral tradition. I think there were written accounts.